on, everybody? It's your boy Freddie here with another episode of Yankees Passion Podcast. It's today, August 14, 2019. Recording this one after a couple hours after the Yankees game today, which was a 1 o'clock start. A lot of good things to talk about, a lot of interesting things to talk about. Let's start. I don't know if I should start with the rant first or if I should start with the positive first. You know what? Let's go with the negative in a way. It's not really negative, but let's start with the rant first, because this is something that I've been waiting to say and get off my chest, and it's been bothering me because it's pathetic. But first off, before I do get started, I just want to let everybody know that today's episode might be a little bit short. I'm actually not feeling that well. I'm a little sick, but nonetheless, I said I had to get this done for my Yankee fans, and here we go. So anyway, over the weekend, when they played Toronto, I believe, over that weekend, the Mets were having a series with, I believe it was the Washington Nationals, okay? I guess they won a game against the Washington Nationals, and for some reason they thought that was some kind of accomplishment. I mean, I guess it kind of is for the way their season and every season pretty much goes. But this is what gets me kind of a little bit nutty. So after they won that game, there was reports that the Mets fans were chanting, "Yankees suck." And let me explain something. Oh man, where do I begin? Hey, you fucking Met fans, let me explain something to you, all right? You guys haven't achieved a goddamn thing. You haven't achieved shit. And it drives me crazy to hear you guys. You're so consumed with us so much that because you get a victory, you didn't achieve shit. You won one game. Because you won one game, you guys are acting like if you're winning some kind of achievement. I mean, I listened to the radio, not the radio, what do you call it, Michael K's podcast that he has, although obviously he's not there because he's not, he had the surgery. But they talk about how, like, that the Mets are the story right now. They're literally talking that the Mets are the story? Really? The Mets are the story because they happen to win a few games in a row against the shittiest teams of all time? And now because they win one game against a somewhat decent team, now all of a sudden the fucking Mets are the story? The story of what? You gotta be kidding. The Yankees have had their biggest injuries. If any team had one of these injuries, if they had their ace gone, they'd be done. The season's over. We've had the most injuries. We've had 15 injuries throughout the entire year, all time. 15 injuries all the time. If one guy got off, somebody else went on. It was like a constant between 10 and 15 the entire time. And you're going to tell me that the story is that the fucking Mets actually puts together a couple of wins against teams that are fucking garbage? And now because they won one game against the Nationals, now all of a sudden you fucking think that the Mets are the fucking next best thing? That they're the story? How about the Yankees having the best record in baseball with 15 fucking injuries, including one being their ace, another one being one of their 7th, 8th inning fucking top of the league bullpen guy being hurt. Giancarlo Stanton, a guy that hits 30 home runs, put aside whether he's clutch or not, because I'll agree that he's not that clutch, but that's another story for another day. So with all those injuries, just to name the few top ones, our center fielder gets hurt every fucking month. I mean, and we have the best record in baseball with guys that were not even supposed to, Gio Urshela, that's not the story? A guy that got picked for money that nobody thought was going to be nothing. He was supposed to be a fill-in. That's not a story. The Yankees being fucking the best team in baseball right now is not the story. No, the fucking Mets are the story. You're kidding me. And then they talk about how they were watching that Met game, and that they were saying, like, I haven't, the atmosphere there was absolutely amazing, and it's like something I haven't really even seen with Yankee Stadium this year. Let me explain, number one, that I don't believe that's true, but number two, let's just pretend like it was true and that their enthusiasm that game was unbelievable, okay? That's what separates us from Met fans, okay? We don't cheer until we achieve something. Now, granted, we're happy that we are the best team in baseball. We are in first place by many games. We'll probably win the division most likely. That's all great. But see, the difference is between Met fans and Yankee fans, we're not going to cheer until we achieve what we want to achieve. So yeah, when we go to the playoffs and we're in the World Series, or we make it we clinch ALCS and then we make it into the World Series, watch Yankee Stadium. Watch. You're telling me that the Mets... Get out of here! Get out of here! And you got me doing this sick, you know? The Mets, I'm literally sick, and I have to fucking scream at these assholes. Because it's unbelievable that they had the balls to scream Yankees suck. That fucking franchise that literally, like I tell people all the time, has not achieved a fucking thing in my entire life. Prior to my entire life, they still didn't achieve much. Close to nothing. They got one World Series in '86, thankfully, that they got fucking... because of a fucking error practice, and that's really why they won. And you guys are gonna chant, Yankees suck, Yankees suck, Yankees suck. The fucking Mets suck. How's that? Win something. Win anything. Kidding me, Yankees suck. See, at least Boston fans have a little bit to talk about. Okay, they actually compete. And yes, I'm gonna be the one Yankee fan to actually give him a tad bit of credit, even though still we have 27. None of you motherfuckers are anywhere close. I don't want to. What'd you do lately? We're not judging lately. We're judging as a franchise. You are saying that the Yankees suck as a franchise. When you say Yankees suck, you're saying Yankees. You're not saying the recent Yankees suck or today's Yankees. So you're saying the Yankees suck. So when you say that, you're talking about us as a franchise, and you look stupid because we are the best franchise in sports fucking history. So you're a moron. But that's another story. The Mets have nothing to say. Absolutely nothing. They have nothing on us. They fucking suck. Every single fucking year, they suck. And you're going to tell us we suck because why? You beat the Nationals a game all of a sudden? And you're actually fighting for a wild card spot? Because you got lucky enough to have a schedule against a bunch of shitty fucking teams? That you put together some wins? Get the fuck out of my face. I'm sorry, today's episode had to be this passion because when I heard that, I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. They're chanting Yankees suck. Are you fucking kidding me how pathetic these morons sound? Okay, so now that we got that out of the way about the fucking Mets, let's move on to the positive. Because like I said, today's episode, I don't want it to be too super long. So, good thing about the Yankees, who apparently suck, we actually won the last 3 out of 4 series with a sweep. Let's just put that, okay? The one series that we didn't lose, we happened to split with Toronto. Other than that, we literally have won every series with a sweep, okay? We swept the Red Sox, we swept the Orioles, then we split with Toronto, and then once again, we swept the Orioles. Now, granted, it's the Orioles, but the Orioles also just beat Houston. And I know they lost 23-2, but I'll repeat, they beat Houston with Verlander on the mound. So, once again, we swept 3 out of the last 4 series. Okay? Thank you. And that one including Boston. 4 games. Not 3, 4 games. So, since we suck so much, the Yankees are kicking ass right now. Okay? Now, granted, like I just said, it is the Orioles that we've won twice against. We did beat Boston, but although Boston's looking like they're losing a lot too. But, I mean, they won a couple of games, but they lost a few games to Kansas City. Doesn't matter. We have Cleveland next. Cleveland is going to be a nice little test for us because that's a team that's right now fighting for a division with the Minnesota Twins. And that's going to be... They're going to come out swinging. The good thing is that we're in Yankee Stadium. I'm glad that we didn't have to go to Cleveland because I'd be a little bit nervous, but I'm not that nervous. I mean, listen, the way we've been playing, as long as we continue to play the same way, we'll be all right. I hope, we don't have to at least fucking hit against Trevor Bauer anymore. He's in Cincinnati, so that's a plus. We got to deal with Yasiel Puig, right? He's on Cleveland now. Am I right? I think so. So listen, then we got the Dodgers coming later in the week, next week or whatever. I mean, it's gonna be an interesting end of the month, that's for sure. All right, we have a lot of guys. That's another thing I was gonna talk about. We have a lot of guys coming back. Stanton is doing baseball activities. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but I don't know what it means for him. You never know anymore. What else was? So Severino actually through his bullpen session, he's about to start facing live pitching within this coming week. So that is fantastic. When was the last time you heard Severino going to face live pitching? I mean, that's the best news of all. But Tantis also threw a bullpen, said he was very enthusiastic, had no pain, loved the way he felt very enthusiastic with the way the ball was coming out of his hand. So that's good news. Sabathia is going to be starting in Cleveland, so he's going to be back. Who else am I missing here? Oh, Hicks. Hicks said there's no pain in his elbow. He's going to start his throwing session very soon. Luke Voigt is another one that looks like most likely he will avoid surgery as he's been doing sprints and pregame workouts, and he has had absolutely zero pain in his core. Said that he feels 100% and should be likely to get some rehab games in somewhat soon. So that is good. There is not one negative on the guys that we're waiting for to come back in the injury front. That's all excellent news. Now, as far as the games that we had with Baltimore, this series was absolutely fantastic. Okay, we had the doubleheader on Monday, which we beat both of them. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure every single doubleheader we've had this year, we have won both games. I don't think we lost one game in a doubleheader this year, but I have to check on that. But from what I remember, I think we've won every single doubleheader back, both games. But anyway, so we did end up sweeping Baltimore. We had a couple of scares, especially with today's game. They almost came back, but we got the job done. That's what matters. Of course, we won 8-3 yesterday with Herman on the mound. Herman now has 16 wins with only 2 losses. He's looking fantastic this year. What a great surprise. Thankfully, he came in and looked sharp at the very right time because Severino obviously was hurt, so we really relied on him for a lot of those starts. That was great to see. And then, of course, on Monday, we had the 8-5 win at 1 o'clock and the 11-8 win. That was another one. They almost came back on that game, too. But, you know what? We got the job done. That's what matters. With the finish, now Baltimore this season, we finished with a 17-2 record. I just found, if you think back to when the season first began, we had the series with Baltimore at home. We won the first game. We lost the next 2. That was the last 2 games we lost to Baltimore all year. We then beat them every single game after that series. That is incredible. And listen, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, but it's Baltimore. If you don't remember, I'll clarify. I'll give you a little bit of a reminder here. The last couple of years, the Yankees have been doing absolutely dog shit against horrible teams. They seem to only do good against good teams. And then when they play shitty teams, they just look like shit. So, to me, this is a fucking much better improvement. I mean, like I said, it's the Orioles, but we need to win these games. These are games we have to win. So, 17-2 against Baltimore, that's done. Now we got to go face Cleveland. Like I said, that's going to be a truth test. Torres was being Torres this weekend. Sanchez even helped. Of course, for today's game, majorly. I have a couple of videos that I'm and audio for you guys. I'm just trying to find it here. All right, we're going to start off with Torres' 3 home runs that he had in the series against Baltimore. Man, Baltimore just doesn't know what to do with this guy. He almost tied Lou Gehrig. He was 1 home run away today from tying Lou Gehrig for the most home runs against a single opponent in the season. So, yet again, Gleyber Torres is constantly getting compared to this guy, Lou Gehrig, which obviously everybody knows Lou Gehrig was a GOAT. And man, Gleyber Torres is only 22, and he's I can only imagine who he's gonna be as the years go on. He's already looking amazing. But anyway, so here we go. We're gonna take a look and then listen at Gleyber Torres' 3 home runs against Baltimore in this past series.
Drives that high and deep to right. It is It's gone. His 11th home run against Baltimore this year. It's 4-1 Yankees.
He homers into the right center field seats. And like a good Glaber, Torres is there.
Well, Torres drives one, and that's going to be gone. Oh, my goodness. Goodbye, home run. And he has now hit 11 home runs against the Orioles this year.
Torres skies that deep to left center field. That ball is gone. Gleyber Torres with a 3-run bomb. His 12th of the year against Baltimore.
It's Glaber Day again. Gleyber Torres hits his 12th home run against Baltimore. Wow.
Way back left center field. Looking. Goodbye. Home run. He has done it again. Torres, a 3 RBI homer, and the 12th that he has hit against the Orioles this year.
Torres powers that to left field and deep. Going back, Peterson. He has done it again. This is absolutely absurd. Gleyber, the Oriole killer, his 13th of the year against Baltimore, and I can only imagine what Gary Thorne is saying.
Oh, way back left field. You gotta be kidding me. Goodbye, home run. I swear to the Lord, you gotta put 4 fingers up when Torres comes to the plate, because when he comes around third, it's too late.
Another 3-run home run for Gleyber Torres. Glaber Day. He is the Glaber of the month.
I'm going to go tell Gary Thorne I've had enough, too. I am. Going over it right now.
Go for it, Paul. His second 3-run shot of the day, and here comes Paul O'Neill. He's telling Gary Thorne he's had enough as well.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Paul O'Neill's giving me a hard time. Go back to your own booth. There. Finally. Gleyber Torres has given the intentional pass. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs.
Oh, his fault. You're so good, they have to walk you.
You walk him to load the bases.
So there you have it right there. As you saw, Gleyber Torres was at it again against the Baltimore Orioles. He finished off with, I believe, 13 home runs, either 12. I think Lou Gehrig had 14, and I think Gleyber had 13, or it was 13 and 12. I know it was one of the two, but yeah, they actually finally intentionally walked Gleyber Torres to load the bases because they didn't know what the hell to do to the guy to get him out. So Gleyber had a very eventful weekend a week as we expected against the Baltimore Orioles. Good to have him on the field anytime we play them. But anyway, so I have a couple of another thing to talk about here. Before we get to it, I'm going to show you guys Gary Sanchez's 3-run homer to center field today. He's looking a lot better. I think he collected like 3 hits today, including a 3-run homer. He was pretty much the only Yankee for a while that was getting any kind of offense going. I don't know what it is about this Bundy guy from the Orioles, but he loves to hit against him. But anyway, so Gary Sanchez was pretty much the offense almost to the very end of the game when, of course, we got the other 2 RBI single from Mike Ford. But we'll go over the Sanchez 3-run homer center to center call, and I'll come right back. Here we go.
Hits this ball well to center field. Wilkerson back, and that's gone. Sanchez with a 3-run shot. And just like that, 4-1 Yankees.
You talked about Bundy being a home run pitcher and Gary Sanchez back in the lineup. I'll tell you what, when he stays out over the plate and uses center field right, he is so strong. This is a pitch to say, hey, you know what? You're getting beat up, and you're Gleyber Torres, and you're beating this up too. I'm just going to launch one here to the screen and let you know that
Well, guys, there you have it. Gary Sanchez hits a 3-run blast in the second inning. I believe it was the first or second. No, I think it was actually the first inning. Yeah, because we got that 4-run spot. But yeah, Gary Sanchez hits the big 3-run homer to secure us a lead for most of the game. And then, of course, like I said, Mike Ford with that 2 RBI single to give us a 6-5 victory, which turned out to be a very important 2 RBIs because we almost lost this game today. But Chapman came in, got it done with a save. I believe that was his 33rd save of the season. J-Hap gets the win today, going 10-7 on the season. Bundy, of course, is 5-13. Herman, like I said, 16-2. And who else? Anybody else got any wins? Paxton is 8-6 on the season with his win on Monday of Game 1. So our starting pitching is actually looking a little bit pretty stable. I don't want to say amazing, but stable compared to how it was before, when they were just looking like it didn't matter what starting pitcher we threw out there, they were going to get smacked. It looks a little bit more stable. Stable is the best word. I don't want to say great because it's not great, but it's stable. It's doable. Our offense is good enough where we can handle it. Not that we want to have that scenario in the playoffs. I would rather not. But, however, I have a little treat for you guys. So, the Yankees also have another record here where they hit 61 home runs against the Baltimore Orioles. Single season record for a team against a single opponent, which I feel like is probably going to be broken many times with the way home runs are going in baseball right now. But nonetheless, 61 total home runs against the O's, and there's a complete mashup of every single 61 home run. All 61 home runs hit against the Baltimore Orioles. So let's celebrate the final game against the Baltimore Orioles this season with the 61 total home runs that we hit against them. Here we go.
High fly ball, deep center. Mullins back, still back, turning, looking. See ya! A 3-run home run for Voit. High fly ball, deep right center. Mullins back, track, wall. See ya!
The pitch is swung on, hit in the air to right field, toward the wall. It is high, it is far, it is gone.
That one is clubbed to left field. There it goes! See ya!
Right-handed deal, swung on, hit in the air to deep left. That ball is high, it is far, it is gone.
1-2. That one's driven deep to center field. Rickard back, looking up, leaping. See ya! A home run for Sanchez. The 0-2. High fly ball, left field. Smith back, track, wall. See ya!
Swung on and hit in the air to deep left. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. I sound like a broken record. Another Yankee home run. And the 0-1 is swung on, hit in the air to deep center. Back goes Rickard. He's on the track. He's at the wall. She's gone.
Home run derby. It is 3-2 Yanks.
The 1-0. Swung on and hit in the air deep to left center field. Back is Wilkerson on the track at the wall. She's gone.
Get him out of there. Don't throw to him.
I never seen anything like
Put
it.
up 4 fingers.
I've never seen anything like it.
He is just tearing the Orioles apart.
Swings at the first pitch. It's a high fly ball. Deep left center field. This one is gone.
Swung on, drilled to deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone.
And this one is gone. A home run.
Hit in the air to deep left center field. Back goes Rickard. He's on the track. He's at the wall. She's gone.
There goes the runner. The pitch is hit in the air to right field. He hit well. Going back is Mancini. Near the wall. Looks up, and this one is gone. A home run.
Torres pumps that one in the air. That's to left center field. Wilkerson back. I don't know. Goodbye home run. You cannot imagine this happening in Major League Baseball.
Really trying to have his first 1-2-3 inning, and he's not going to get it as Gary Sanchez unloads.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
2-2. Romine hammers that to left field. Does it have the height? It does. Gardner lifts that in the air to left field and deep. Santander looking up. It's gone. Brett Gardner belts one to the opposite field.
Swung on and hit in the air to left field. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Tauchman, the Sockman.
Ford drives that in the air to right and deep. Mancini back, looking up, it's gone!
Swung on and ripped to left center field toward the alley. That ball is going to be gone over the left center field wall. How do you like that? Second home run of the night.
And with that home run, the Yankees have set a new Major League record for most home runs against one opponent in a single season.
Swung on and driven to deep left center field. It is high, it is far, it is gone. Gio Urshela, the most happy fella.
Urshela hammers that. Deep left center field and long gone.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on and into the air to deep center. That ball is high, it is far, it is gone.
And did he give up another? He did.
Higashioka, the home run stroker.
Gregorius smashes that deep to right center field. Looking up, it is gone.
2 homers in the first inning. Well, that's about right for the Yanks against Baltimore. Swings and drills one to deep right. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Mike is for tough. And Gleyber swings and drills one. Deep left field. It is high. It is far. It is gone. It's Gleyber Day again.
Torres powers that to left field and deep. Going back, Peterson. He has done it again. This is absolutely absurd. LeMahieu swings at the first pitch and hammers it. Yep, it's gone. 1 pitch, 1 run, another Yankees homer against Baltimore.
Swung on and into the air to deep center. Wilkerson back on the track, looking up. It's gone. Gary Sanchez, the Sanchino. Oh, that Gary is scary.
Well, now we have some teammates with 10-plus home runs versus an opponent being Baltimore. Babe Ruth and Gehrig did it against the Red Sox in 1927.
Look at that.
Gleyber Torres and Gary Sanchez now this year against Baltimore.
So there you have it, guys. 61 home runs against the Baltimore Orioles. The record, and just a lot of fun to watch. Just Yankees looking like the powerhouse that they are. Just amazing. Now, I know I said this video was going to be short, but of course it runs 27 minutes. But anyway, I'm going to get on out of here before I get even worse and get more sick. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on everything going on with the Yankees, the injuries. We got Cleveland coming up next. We'll still be home before we go on our West Coast trip. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me again. Yankees Passion Podcast. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook especially. Got a lot of fans on there. Big hearts out to Facebook. And stay tuned, guys. It's only going to get better as we go, especially when we get playoffs, baby. The chase for 28. It's on, baby!
Yankees Passion Podcast.